Shalom. Shabbat shalom to the 12 tribes of Israel. Peace and blessings to the elect who are scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting and laboring for the second coming of our Lord Yahushua. A hearty, mighty shalom to you brothers out there, in season, out of season, laboring, doing the work of the most, sending your body as a living sacrifice, and enduring all things for the elect's sake. Shalom to all of the brothers that may not be out there as of yet, but they're working on it, they're building themselves up, getting the household in order, they're praying, they're fasting, they're studying, and they're abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom to those brothers, shalom to you sisters out there, zealous and on fire, and moving in the spirit of our righteous mothers. Shalom to the ancient men, the children, and the elect of Israel scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. And shalom to everybody tuning in live. Shalom.
God, all praise to the Most High, to Yahweh Shem for everybody that's out there watching right now, enduring in these times and tribulations that we're going through, the things that we want to come to pass, that we wait patiently on, and our King, Yahweh Shem to come back. Right, all praise to the Most High.
Come, go ahead,
God, it's the book of Acts, chapter 18, verse 4.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 18, and verse 4. And he reasoned in the synagogue every Sabbath.
Every what?
Every Sabbath. And persuaded the Jews and the Greeks.
Right, so that's what we come together to do. It's reason with one another, reason with our people. You understand, persuade our people, the coming of our King, the coming back. You understand, of our people, the 12 tribes that scattered abroad unto the Most High God in these last days.
Come, let's go right into it. Let's go to Romans chapter 15 and 1. Romans chapter 15 and 1. So the title again of the lesson is, what do you bring to the table and brotherhood? Right? What do you bring to the necessarily just for ourselves, but for the body. You know, and every brother necessarily just for ourselves, but for the body. You know, and every brother in here, every brother watching, every brother has talents and every brother has gifts. Right? Every brother can do something. A brother shouldn't look at himself and say, well, there's nothing that I can bring to the table. Right? I don't know as much as this brother. I haven't been in the truth as much as this brother. I don't teach like this brother. I don't read like this brother. I don't stand like this brother. Every brother does something. You know, and there are things that brothers may not see within themselves that other brothers may see, man. You know, and part of it is letting those brothers know, hey, look, you know, you can excel in this situation, brother. Or if you put your talent on this level, you can benefit the body. So that's part of brotherhood. We that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak. And we all get weak, man. Right? And every day you're weak, man. Right? Which means every day brothers should be bearing each other's burdens. This isn't just talking about when a brother fell short because he smoked a cigarette. Or a brother fell short because he was Sabbath day. This is an everyday application of the precept. And it also says, and not to please ourselves. Read the next verse.
Verse 2. Let every one of us please his neighbor.
Right?
For his good.
For what?
For his good.
For your neighbors. This is the law. Right? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. That's the second great commandment. Go on.
To edification.
To edification. So again, this truth is about pleasing your brother. Right? Uplifting him. Seeing his shortcomings. Looking at where the body is and put it into your mind to say, what talents and gifts do I have and how can I benefit the body? Right, read on.
Verse 3. For even Christ pleased not himself.
Yeah, where's the scripture where Yahushua said I came to do my own will?
See that?
Right? I'm here for me. Right? I don't care about the apostles. I don't know about these sheep, this whole thing. Look, I need money. Where's that at, man? Right? Where's my crown at? Right? Yahushua did everything for the church. Right? He did literally his entire ministry was for the church. All of the power that Yahweh gave him, he didn't do it for himself, man. That's what Satan will make you think. This is for you. Didn't Satan tell him, all the kingdoms of the world will I give you in a moment of time? If thou wilt bow down and worship me, all shall be thine. He said, cast yourself off the pinnacle and the angels are saved. Satan attempt you to try to make you believe that this truth is about you. Right? Make you think that studying is about you. It'll make you think that views are about you. Women, all this stuff that just so happens to be part of this thing, really it shouldn't be, it'll get to your head, man. Right? So brothers have to be mindful of these different spirits that'll get to you and make you believe that all of the precepts you study is for vainglory or just for your own lust. This entire ministry that the Most High blessed us to be part of is to please our neighbor. Let's go to Galatians chapter 6 and 1. Actually, read 3. Slaki. Let's go back to Romans 15. Let's read 3. Then we'll go to the classic in Galatians chapter 6.
God, it's the book of Romans chapter 15 and verse number 3. For even Christ pleased not himself, but as it is written.
And it's not as if Yahushua didn't have the opportunity. It's not as if it didn't come. Some brothers can't please themselves because they don't have time, right? You got family, you got children, you working all these hours, right? Yeah, it might be a factor at it. It's not as if Yahweh Shai didn't have the opportunity, man. They tried to make him the king in John the 6th chapter. And he could have relished in that and gloried in that, man. Right? Yahweh Shai could have got up the cross, man. Right? When they said, save yourself. If you be the son of God, save yourself. He saved others, let him do it for himself. There are plenty of times when Yahweh Shai could capitalize, for lack of better terms, on vainglory, right? Or for self-gratification, but he always sacrificed whatever he had going on for a church, right? So read on to verse 3.
For even Hamashiach pleased not himself, but as it is written.
As it is written, it's Psalm 69.
The reproaches of them that reproached thee fell on me.
Fell on who?
Fell on me.
So everything that the church deals with, all the reproaches, all of the shortcomings, it falls on who? Who does it fall on? It fell on the Lord, so now it falls on us now. Right. This isn't. It doesn't just stop at Yahweh Shai. Well, Yahweh Shai, all the reproaches, that's all him. Now. I'm glad he did. No, that falls on him, right? Because all the reproaches that Yahweh Shai dealt with, if we're doing the work of Yahweh Shai, it's going to fall on us. The master is not greater than what? Than his servant, right? If they call the master of the house Beelzebub, then they're going to call the servant of the house Beelzebub, right? Get a precept. Come.
Real quick, even because the disciples, they walked in that same manner. Paul walked in that same manner, or what? He didn't do this. He didn't do nothing for himself. He was doing things for what? For the church, for the people. You understand? Let me get that in real quick in Acts chapter 28. Right, verse 20.
This is the book of Acts chapter 28 and verse 20. For this cause, therefore, have I called for you to see you and to speak with you. Because that for the hope of Israel.
Because for the hope of who?
For the hope of Israel. I am bound with this chain.
He said for the hope of Israel, man. The things that Paul went through, the things that all the disciples went through, you understand, they went through it for the people. You understand, for the Israelites. Because why? They loved their people. You understand, that same love that Yahweh Shai had, you understand, guess what? They moved in that same spirit, or tried to move in that spirit as close as possible. And that's what we got to do even in these last days as well. Right.
Come, let's go to Galatians 6:1. That's right. Let's go to Galatians 6:1. So, again, our primary concern when you come into this ministry is, what am I doing for the church, right? And obviously, you want to make sure that you're in the right spirit, that you can be profitable to the ministry, right? You can't be profitable to the ministry if you're unprofitable to yourself. The scripture said in Ecclesiastes, the 14th chapter, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he do good? Right? So you want to make sure that you're taking care of your spirit and getting your mind right and you're repentant. Right? That's Psalms 51. Right? It says, then will I teach transgress thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. Right? So let's get that first. I'm doing a lot of praise. Let's go to Psalms 51 real quick. Let's start at 10. Right? We'll just get that. Edification's sake. Psalms 51 and 10.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 51, verse 10. Create in me a clean heart, O Yahweh, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me.
Right.
Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit.
Then what?
Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee.
It's a process, man. Everything follows a process. Right? You can't just go into the job and start telling people what to do, and you didn't even fill the application, huh? You didn't even have an interview yet, huh? You got these guys on social media, they walking behind the Chick-fil-A and the McDonald's saying, I work here and doing all of this and pointing stuff around. And you got to start with the step one, man. Step one is you repent, right? You confess your sins. You build yourself up in the knowledge of the Most High. And then I will teach transgressors thy ways. So a lot of brothers may want to haste and I love my people, which is good. But the Lord said wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, whereby get understanding. So the understanding lets you know that there's a process that you have to follow. Because you can do more harm than good if you don't build yourself up. You go out there and try to build somebody up. You'll break them down and destroy them. Try to build somebody a house. You don't know the skill sets of carpentry or electric work, whatever the case. You'll destroy that house, man. You'll build that house for them in 3 days. The whole family be dead, right? And that blood will be on your hands. So you want to learn, right? You want to go through that apprenticeship. You want to go through that learning stage to get to the point where you can be beneficial to the body. So we do want to put that up.
Yes, real quick, let's go to Ezra chapter 7 and 10 real quick.
It's the book of Ezra chapter 7 and verse 10. For Ezra hath prepared his heart.
Right, what's your heart? Your mind. Right? So if Ezra had prepared his heart, go ahead.
to seek the law of the Lord.
Right? You got to seek the law of the Lord. Right? Obviously, we know we got to seek the law of the Lord in order to know what to repent from in the first place. You understand? That's a part of that process that the brother talking about. You understand? And then what did he do?
To seek the law of the Lord and to do it.
And to do it. So not only do you seek these things out, but what do? You perform it. You adore the word and not just to hear only. Go ahead.
And to teach in Israel statutes and judgments.
Then what did he do? And then he was able to go out and do those different things. And that's that same step. That's the same steps. Guess what? Our forefathers took. That's what we got to take as well. Right, brother?
Come. Now let's go to Galatians. And Ezra had the skill. He was already scribing along, huh? So the skills that he had, that the Most High gave him, like the brother out here was saying, he did it for the body, man. You think he said, consider that I labor not for myself only, but for all those that seek learning, right? So all of the understanding he got, he used it to build up Israel, right? During the exile, so-called exile. Let's go to Galatians 6:1.
It's the book of Galatians chapter 6 and verse 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness.
In the what?
In the spirit of meekness. Considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted.
It's easy to just bash a brother because he fell short, man. Right? So you could glory in his downfall to make you feel better about yourself, man. Right? The Most High said, if a brother get overtaken in the fault, you gotta. There's a way to go. Right? The way that in the spirit that you have to be in is in the spirit of meekness, because that same spirit comes on you. You bash, you telling this brother, it's over. There's no point of repenting. Go kill yourself. Man. Curse God and die right now. It's over with. Give me your fringes. The brother crying, he's weeping. You say, get over it. So you only have one chance. That's it, bro. Give me your car keys. All that, man. And the brother just dies, man. Hey, that same demon can hop on you. We're all in the flesh, right? Everybody goes off. I go off. Y'all brothers go off. You watching, you off. Everybody thinks wicked thoughts. Your eyes wander. Your mind tells you things it shouldn't. You in the flesh, man. Any brother says otherwise, he a damn liar. Right. I want to meet that brother that don't come out. Right. I would like to meet. I got a few questions for that brother. Right. I got a lot of questions for that brother. Right. Yeah. I want some testimony. I want to know what's going on, man. Right. But again, the Lord said, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Right? That's why I go to Proverbs 24 and 17 real quick. That's why you can't rejoice when, even if it's a brother that you may be at odds with, even if he go off, man. That same spirit can hop on you. Bring it up.
Proverbs chapter 24 and 17. Rejoice not when thine enemy falleth, and let not thy heart be glad when he stumbleth.
Yeah, don't be glad. That's wicked, man. Your brother stumble and he about to fall, you're just hoping that he finally hit the ground. When he catch himself, you get mad. Damn, he kind of caught himself, man, from falling. Right? That's wicked. Read on.
Lest the Lord see it, and it displease him, and he turn away his wrath from him.
And that wrath can be turned straight on you, man. The Most High be displeased at your actions. Right? So we have to consider one another and restore one another. Right? Go back to Galatians 6. Let's read the next verse.
Galatians chapter 6 and verse 2. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ.
That's what this truth is about. Right? Gifts and talents that you have, you use it to bear each other's burdens, man. Burdens are what? What's another word for burdens? Heavy weights, problems, ordeals, tribulations, pain, financially, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, marriage, for your marriage, your children, right? Internal, all of these things, man. Right? That's what this ministry is about bearing each other's burdens. So whatever the brother Samak is dealing with, guess what? Dealing with it, man. Right. I'm commanded to help him deal with that situation. That brother say, you salute the brother, how you doing? I ain't doing too good. All right, okay, cool. All right, all praise to the Most High. And you just leave him, huh? Right. Brother got his head down. You want to finish that? Look, grab that, huh? You eating his food, huh? Damn. You hold on, pause at that moment. Right, what's going on? You good? Everything all right? Can I help you? X, Y, and Z, man. You got to be sincere about it. That's crazy. Right. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's what Jake do to his woman, huh? And then what happened? Right? You just kind of just going through the motions. You can't go through the motions. You have to be there for your brother and bear his burdens, man. Right. You might have something to benefit that brother. At that very second, you might have counsel, advice, experience, the resources to get that brother out of that hole. Right? And in a matter of 3 seconds. So that's all it takes, man, to bear each other's burdens. Right? Go to read the next verse.
Galatians chapter 6, verse 3. For if a man think himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself.
Yeah, that's plain. You don't need an in-depth breakdown for that. Let's go to 1 Peter 2:21. Oh, go ahead, Ken.
All right, real quick precept in Job chapter 16, and you start at verse 4. Start at verse 3.
It's the book of Job, chapter 16, and verse number 3.
4.
Verse 4. I also could speak as you do. If your soul were in my soul's stead, I could heap up words against you.
He said what?
I could heap up words against you.
He said if the roles was reversed, hey, I could do what you're doing. I could just get on you. I could just get on you, reprove you, or treat you however it is. Go ahead.
I could heap up words against you and shake my head at you, but I would strengthen you with my mouth.
He said what?
But I would strengthen you with my mouth.
Hey, that's what brothers need. To be strengthened. You understand? To rebuke somebody or to show somebody they wrongdoing is not just to cast them down. You just throw them down and then look over, and stand over, and shake your head and walk away. Now, ultimately, it's to do what's to build them up. It's to strengthen them so that they don't go back to that, or so that they see that fault, and then they turn away from it, and they get strengthened by that. That's what the brotherhood for at the end of the day. Right? Go ahead.
And the moving of my lips should assuage your grief.
He said assuage, meaning what? It's to stop it. That word assuage is going into to stop, to heap up, or not to heap up, but to just
cease.
Yeah, to cease.
Yeah, the better shit.
Right. And that's a beautiful thing when you can do that for another brother, man. When a brother's going through something or a brother's dealing with something, be able to use your words, you understand, to comfort that brother, to heal that brother, to strengthen that brother. That's what Yahushua did. He did miracles and healed people on a physical level, but his words also did the same thing as well. Right?
That's right. That's right. Let's go to 1 Peter 2:21. Right? That's what this ministry is about. That's what the brotherhood is about. And again, you brothers have all types of talents, man. All types of gifts, man. Even if a brother said, I got fired from my job, right? You know a hiring manager, you know recruiters, you know all this. You got the what they call a plug, connect, but you don't say nothing, man. That's crazy, man. You been going fast? Why don't you fast on that? Get that brother the phone number, huh?
Right.
Give him the connect, man. Give him the business card, man. That's why do you need to fast, man? So, you know, he can fast. We're not taking that away, but come on, brothers have to have some type of practical knowledge, man, to be able to help your brother out, man. So you got to think about the things that the Most High gave you, and okay, what can I do to help my brother, right? So bring that up.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 21. For even hereunto were you called, because Christ also suffered for us.
Suffer for himself.
Also suffered for us.
Yeah, brother, he'll suffer for himself. He'll suffer for a woman. He'll suffer for his supervisor. He'll come in at 6 a.m. and he's supposed to be there at 10 a.m. Huh? His supervisor says, you mind coming in 4 hours early? You might not get paid, but we kind of need an extra hand, right? You live 4 hours away, right? And you done drove 4 hours to come in at 6 a.m. Huh? Sorry, we forgot to pay you. You said, that's okay, that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You can't suffer for yourself, huh? You have to suffer for, suffer for who?
Christ also suffered for us,
Doing what?
leaving us an example that you should follow his steps.
And that's deep, huh? I mean, because how many righteous things did Yahushua do, huh? That you can count? So you have to follow every one, huh? Every single one. And right now we're focusing on what Yahushua did for his brothers, huh? What he did for the 12 apostles, what he did for the disciples, what he did for us. You know, we wouldn't be in this room, we wouldn't be doing this live, this San Antonio groundbreaking, if it wasn't for Yahushua, huh? If Yahushua was selfish, we'd be dead. We'd be dead, our wives would have no hope, our children would have no hope, and we'll be out doing God knows what. Whatever you was doing before this truth, you'd probably still be doing it, huh? If you was a Negro, you'd still be being a Negro. If you was a Christian, if you was a Muslim, if you was a Nuwapian, whatever you was doing, you'd still be doing it, huh? Right? But thanks be to Yahweh Shemel Shai for the spirit of selflessness, huh? Right, which saves lives. Go to Isaiah 53 and 4. Right, Isaiah 53 and 4.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 53, and verse 4. Surely he had borne our griefs.
Same thing, he had borne our griefs. If a brother's grieving, bear that, man. A brother going through something, hey, call that brother. Stay on the phone. A brother might not even confess it, man, but you know the brother dealing with something. I'm busy, man. I don't have time, man. The game is on. Right? I gotta do this. Hey, sometimes all it take, man. I woke up and the brother was calling the brother, getting on the brother in righteousness, man. Exhorting the brother. It's 5 in the morning, man.
Right.
All I hear is, come on, you got to take the rebuke. Come on, brothers love you, man. It's 5 in the morning, man. You know, then I end up getting up and I got involved, right? Through the spirit. You know, start getting on the brother, right? But hey, that's what this thing is about, right? You lose sleep for a brother, right? Think of all of the selflessness you did to please your flesh in the world, man. I mean, you was wicked, man. Right? You done drove God knows how many hours to go see a woman, man. Right? You done went out your way and figured out how to get super high, right? You done bought that bottle. Here, can you buy that for me? I'll pay you back here. And you had a whole plan, man, to be wicked, man. You figured out from step A to step Z how to be wicked, just to please your flesh at the end of the night, man. Right? You was going all out the way, man. Brothers know that, man. You was going out of the way, man. For a bottle, for a woman, for a blunt, for a black, for some money, for some bowls, man. You know?
I was just gonna say, Jake might not have had the proper tools to, you know, do his thing with the cannabis, and Jake get a water bottle and the apple and figure something out.
A mop bucket, bathrooms, damn. Being wicked, man.
Bathroom.
Jake scratching his head, what can I do to get out? Right? Running to the dollar store, catching 2 buses, man. Going through the aisles, look what you can find. If I do this, if I do. Jake is off, man. Right? And you gotta have a righteous mentality to go that hard to help your brother out, man. Right? What can I do? What resources do I have? Okay, I don't have this, but okay, maybe I can get it, or maybe I can acquire it or learn this from my brother, man. And there are things that you have to, like even at a job, if you have to learn certain things, right? To be able to benefit, right? The body or to benefit the company, whatever the case may be. If this brother needs help with something, am I willing to learn what this brother needs help with so I can help that brother? This brother always having car issues. Let me look up how to fix a flat tire. Something simple like that, right? Sometimes you got to go out of your way, man, to acquire skills, to pick up knowledge, to understand things, to go through these precepts to help the brothers. Read on, King. Read that one more time, 53 and 4.
Isaiah chapter 53 and verse 4. Surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows.
Right? And carried our sorrows. And that can be stressful, man. A lot of brothers don't want to deal with other people's sorrows, man, because of the stress that comes with it, right? And it's overwhelming, and it's too much, and I have my own problems going on, and I got my own issues. I don't have time to deal with your issues, and I'm stressed out, and hey, you got to deal with that, man. You got to deal with it. His problems are your problems, huh? Right, read on.
Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted.
Right?
But he was wounded for our transgressions.
He was wounded for our transgressions. Read.
He was bruised for our iniquities.
Read.
The chastisement of our peace was upon him. And with his stripes we are healed.
Jump to verse 10.
Verse 10. Yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him.
It pleased the Most High to bruise him. Read.
He hath put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin,
Read.
He shall see his seed. He shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Lord shall prosper in his hand.
Go on.
He shall see of the travail of his soul, and shall be satisfied. By his knowledge shall my righteous servant justify many, for he shall bear their iniquities.
For he shall what?
He shall bear their iniquities.
Read on.
Therefore will I divide him a portion with the great.
See the reward for that, man? Therefore, since you bore your brother's burdens, you dealt with their suffering, you dealt with their grief, there's a reward for that, man. Right? There's a reward for all of the countless times and labor and minutes and hours you spent overtime on the phone with a brother, waking up early, praying for a brother, fasting for a brother, looking at the gifts the Most High gave you to benefit the ministry. There's a reward for that. Therefore, what?
Therefore will I divide him a portion with the great.
Read.
And he shall divide the spoil with the strong.
Right?
Because he hath poured out his soul unto death.
Because he did what?
Because he hath poured out his soul unto death.
That's why he's going to receive the glory that Yahweh has in store for him, man. As the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, not because of what he knew, right? A lot of brothers, I got to memorize all these precepts so I can make it to the kingdom. I got to know all of the in-depth breakdowns to make it to the kingdom. I got to get all these wives. Stand like, hey, no, it's because he poured out his soul unto death, man. Unto death. That's why he's going to receive the reward. It's not about, again, what you know. It's about what you do with what you know. Right? Read on.
And he was numbered with the
He
transgressors.
was numbered with the transgressions. Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 9.
Gone.
Gone.
In Matthew 11 and 29.
Kind of quick.
Because you know, Yahushua, he had to bear those burdens like the brother's going into. Right? Let's bring that up real quick.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 11 and 29. Take my yoke upon you.
He said, take my yoke. Matter of fact, so like start at 28.
Verse 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you
He
rest.
said, I'll give you rest. You know, doing these different things, counseling your brother, being your brother's keeper, loving your people, you know, loving the nation, you praying for the nation every night, doing up the curses on the heathen. You understand? You praying for that brother that got a situation going on. You understand? You counseling this brother, right? This brother got a question. You answering this question for him, right? You checking in on brothers that may be going through something. They ain't even tell you, but like the brother said, you can sense it though. These different things, right? We all got to do, and that's what Christ did. But read on.
Verse 29. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me.
Right? We got to learn of Yahushua. Right? He had that same yoke upon him. He said, take it. Hey, he said, hey, we got to carry that. Same way how he said, carry your cross. Guess what? We got to take that burden of what being your brother's keeper and put it upon us as well. Go ahead.
For I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls.
Hey, that's a part of finding rest unto your souls. You understand? You think in the kingdom, we're not going to have to do this in the kingdom. You understand? You're not going to see your brother. You check in on your brother, you ride in your chariot or your horse, your all black jet black horse, you ride up and he's sitting on his doorstep pouting. Right? He low in the spirit. It's not going to be like that. Right? But that's that rest that we want though. That's that rest that we seek. That's a part of that reward as well. Right? Read 30 Shah.
Verse 30. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light.
Hey, Yahushua was cold, boy.
Right.
He said this is easy. Like, sometimes you gotta trick yourself. I say this, so like you gotta like psych yourself out sometimes in this thing. And have that same mentality that, man, I got it. This is easy. If you go into it, you pouting, you moping, you going into it defeated already. Right. Oh, I gotta talk to this brother. This brother got this going on again. Yeah, I gotta talk to him again. Yeah, nah. Right. You should have that spirit or have that mentality of, hey, my brother need me. Right? Or that mentality of, hey, I'm willing and I want to help my brother. You feel me? Or even on the highways and byways when Jake and Eve come up, we got to have that mentality of love towards them to want to help them because at the end of the day, that's the nation.
Right.
That's the kingdom. Right? They say all the time, even Yahushua said the kingdom is within you. Right? That's where a lot of these other nations get that from. You see certain movies, they say, oh, our kingdom is not the place, it's the people. Right. That's how we got to look at our people though. We got to look at them as, hey, that's our nation, that's our kingdom, man. So when they down, guess what? Hey, we all down. Right? But he said, hey, take my yoke upon you for it is light, man. Paraphrasing. And we all got to have that same mentality when it comes to helping our brother, right? That we may be able to enter into that rest. Yeah. Right?
And when you have a yoke on, you're a slave. Yeah. You're a slave. The slave can't do what he want to do. Right? You have to, and then you have to willingly make yourself a slave, for your people. Right? So whatever your brother, you're at their disposal. Right? You're at their disposal, like the brother was saying. Go to 1 Corinthians 9 and 19. Right?
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 19. For though I be free from all men, yet have I made myself servant unto all.
I'm just servant to this brother Yashpa.
Yet have I made myself servant unto all.
Yep, you're servant to all, man. Yashpa called me, I answered. Right? Yahir called me. You grown. Hey, the Lord sees that grown, man.
Right.
Right? You damn moaning and groaning, man. Trying to figure out what like the brother said, he going through this again. I just counsel this brother. Again, he done fell off again. Right. I get you for 7 times, but damn, man. Right? That's wicked, man. Right? Because hey, you had that mentality, most I'm gonna throw you down, man.
Right.
You ain't gonna be able to get back up. Right? You read that again, you make yourself a servant unto all. Go on, King.
1 Corinthians 9:19. For though I be free from all men.
Yeah, free from all men. Remember, Paul had his Roman citizenship. So he was free from all men. He wasn't like Onesimus or certain men. Read on.
Yet have I made myself servant unto all.
Somebody had to tell him.
Yet have I made myself servant unto all.
I did this thing willingly, man. Read.
That I might gain the more.
That I might gain the more. Go on.
And unto the Jews I became as a Jew, that I might gain the Jews. To them that are under the law, as under the law, that I might gain that are under the law.
Right. To the Jews, I became a Jew. Huh? So again, the Jews didn't have the same mentality as the Israelite foreigners, right? Paul wasn't going to go to them and say what he said in Acts 17. Brothers read Acts the 17th chapter, and he broke down, even your own poet said that the Lord is in us. And going into the Greek philosophy and all of that, and the Stoic. He didn't have to go that way, man. He looked at, because he was a Jew. So he broke down the things in the law and in the prophets that concern Yahushua, right? So he knew how to do what? Relate. You have to have, can the brother put up the definition of interpersonal? You gotta know how to communicate with brothers, man. Right? When you come into this truth, you have to come out of that shell.
Right.
That I'm an introvert. That's all right. You might be quiet. That's all right. Every brother got their own spirit. Hey, but if a brother needs you, you better get out of that spirit. Right? Don't talk to me. I'm an introvert. Right? Hiding around. Right? That's wicked, man. Right? So bring out interpersonal.
The definition of interpersonal, relating to relationships.
What is it?
Relating to relationships.
You gotta know how to create relationships, sustain relationships, build relationships. Don't burn bridges and break relationships in this thing, man. Right? And every brother's different, man. Right? The spirit of Yaka'ala may be different than the spirit of John, man. I can't say I only like this brother's spirit right here. I'm only dealing with brothers that have his spirit. Every brother that got his spirit, nope. Right? That's wicked, man. You look at all of the brothers, every brother got a different spirit. And you make your servant into all those men. Right? Go on.
Relating to relationships or communication between people.
Right?
They involve reading the signals
Reading
that
the
others.
what?
They involve reading the signals that others send and interpreting them accurately in order to form effective responses.
That's a skill you have to have, man. It's called what? What do we call it in the scriptures?
Read the room.
Discernment. Yeah, discernment. Read the room, but it's discernment. It's called discernment. So you want to be able to look at a brother's spirit, look at his countenance, see what he's dealing with, and help that brother out, right? No matter what background he comes from. You make yourself a servant unto all, right? And brother you might not be from like an uppity environment, right? But you know how to relate to that brother, right? You may not be from the hood and the trenches, but you know how to relate to that brother, right? You probably didn't lose your job, but you know how to talk to that brother as if you did lose your job. Right? Because you're not going to go through literally what every brother goes through. It may be hard to relate, but it's a skill and a gift that you pray for to Yahweh Shemel Shai to get there to help that brother out. Right, Khan? Go back to 1 Corinthians 9.
1 Corinthians chapter 9
Can you
and verse,
pick up where it reads to them that are under the law?
verse 20. And unto the Jews I became as a Jew that I might gain the Jews. To them that are under the law, as under the law.
Right?
That I might gain them that are under the law.
Yeah, under the law means the Israelites, again, that knew about that knew about the Torah, Genesis through Deuteronomy. They wasn't too indoctrinated with the knowledge of Yahushua at that point yet. Read on.
To them that are without the law, as without law, being not without law to Yahweh, but under the law to a Mashiach.
Those are the Israelite foreigners. Right, go on.
That I might gain them that are without law.
And Paul was able to do that, man. There are many times when Paul actually quoted their own Greek philosophers and their own historians, man. When you read the book of 1 Timothy, you read the book of Acts, they're able to relate to the individuals, man, that he dealt with. And that's a beautiful spirit when brothers can be comfortable with you, man. They can let their guard down with you. They're not on edge all the time, man. Knowing that you're just going to just rail on them, right? You want to be that kind of brother, man. The Lord said, sweet words multiply friends, right? And in order to multiply friends, you got to speak. That's the only way brothers can know you got sweet words, man. So you can't be the brother when you come into this knowledge. If you want to help your brother, there are things that you have to let go, right? There are things that you have to learn that are no longer acceptable, man. I'm an introvert, I don't talk to nobody, right? Or only talk to these kind of. You got to let all that go. You got to kill all of that, man. In order to help your brother, there are things in the world that's acceptable, man. Being standoffish, nonchalant, too cool for school, how they say, man. You can pull that off in the world. Women like that, brothers, whatever shell you got going on, you put that up, and you gotta let that go for the time, man. And let it go for your brother, man. And you gotta, all that is of the world. Go to Romans 12 and 2, get the classic. All of that is of the world, man. Right?
The book of Romans chapter 12 and verse 2. And be not conformed to this world.
And that's just talking about pork and crab and lobster. That's talking about our mentality. right? Like brings to where his psyche, man. We was talking about that earlier, huh? How you reason with situations, how you deal with brothers, how you speak. That's also things that we have to change about ourselves. Read on.
And be not conformed to this world, but be you transformed
Right.
by the renewing of your mind.
So your whole mind has to change, right? Your whole, not just, again, what you eat and you got your fringes on, your whole mindset has to change. Your whole outlook on life has to change. Your whole ability to talk to people has to change. Your ability to be able to have discernment, that has to change. Everything has to change because everything we had before was wicked. It was off and it wasn't right. Go back to 1 Corinthians 9. Read on where you left off.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 9, and verse number 22. To the weak became I as weak.
You know, I look down at the weak.
To the weak became I as weak, that I might gain the weak. I have made all things to all men, for the gospel's sake,
For the gospel's sake, that what?
that I might be partaker thereof with you.
That man, you can make it to the kingdom. That's what he said, right? Because a lot of brothers, you looking at you, I gotta get there. What about your brother, man? What about your brother? He said, I'm doing this that I can be a partaker with you, man. Right? So that's the mentality you have to have. To the weak became I as weak, and I made all things to all men that I might by all means save some. That's a deep account right there, man. That's something really to meditate on. And you have to really look and internalize and ask yourself, do you make yourself all to all men? Or do you brothers off? A lot of brothers talk about issues, and a brother has to have the need to speak about what his issues are. Jay just has that. He got a one up, even in that pain and sorrow.
Yeah.
That brother, you know, he worked 8 hours. The brother said, well, you know, it's crazy. I'll be poor 10-hour shift. You ever work a 10-hour shift? Huh? Right? You ever did that? I didn't think so. You know? So you got to let that go, man. Hear that brother out, man. You don't always have to say what's on your mind, man.
Right.
Listen to that brother. Help him get through his situation. You might have to. This truth is about presenting your body as a living sacrifice, right? Let's not again just stand at that camp for 8 hours. That's also, you might be having to sacrifice what you want to say, man. Right? Making things about you, right? And just take that time to isolate it and talk to that brother. It might be a feast day, man. A lot of brothers going on. A lot of things moving. Brothers might be playing spades or drinking or doing, you know, whatever. And his brother kind of needs your help. I cannot talk to you one-on-one. You got to sacrifice that, man. I'll get you after this hand, after this game, right? Then the brother goes home and he falls out the truth, man. Right? So even if it's a lot going on, you in your life, you got to put that temporarily on the back burner to help your brother, right? Go ahead, King.
Let's go to Proverbs chapter 18 and 24.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, and verse 24. A man that had friends must show himself friendly.
Hey, so you got to show yourself friendly, right? Meaning what? That's not just saying you laugh with everybody, right? You can make everybody laugh, but now you got to be a brother to them. You got to be a brother to them. You got to be able to talk with one another, right? You got to be able to reprove one another. You got to be able to listen, right? Listening is really a skill for us, right? To literally just be able to sit there and listen to somebody and not have it going one ear out the other, but comprehend it. Not butt in every 2 seconds, cutting the brother off. He trying to tell you what he's going through, you keep cutting him off, right? Not a brother listening to you now, the whole time, but literally sitting there and listening to what your brother got going on and being there for him, right? Consoling him, going through it, and to the point to where he can feel that you feel what he's going through, right? That's a beautiful skill to try to obtain and to have in the last days, right? But it said, right, a man have friends must show himself friendly. Go ahead.
And there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother.
Hey, I got brothers in the blood brothers in the world.
Right.
I'm closer to brothers in the truth than I am to a lot of my blood brothers. Right? I talk to brothers in the truth more than I talk to my blood brothers. Right? But that comes from what? That relationship building and being friendly to one another and loving one another according to the law, statutes, and commandments. Not according to, man, I wish somebody would put their hands on you. Right? You know, Jake, that's in the world, that's how it be. You know, in the world, Jake, y'all did whatever y'all do, and that love come from, I wish somebody would put their hands on you. I'm gonna be right there, we're gonna be fighting together. Yeah, that's cool, nothing wrong with that, don't get me wrong. But then outside of that, what is it gonna be? Right, when things come about, right, when arguments come about, because they gonna come about, right, it's gonna happen.
Right.
Right? You can't run from it. If you buddy with brothers all the time, I mean, yeah, somebody faking it, right? But when those things do arise, right, how do they respond to it? How do you respond to it? How do you carry it, right? Do they leave after that? Do they look at you crazy now, right? Or do they, whatever the case is, but you just got to show yourself friendly. And hey, ultimately, we all brothers in this thing, right? And we got to show ourselves friendly by listening to one another, right? Caring for one another according to the law, statutes, and commandments, right? And everything else, Lord willing to take care of himself.
Okay. And I'm going to add to that real quick. Can you go to Proverbs 17:17?
Con, it's the book of Proverbs, chapter 17 and 17. A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity.
What is a brother born for?
A brother is born for adversity.
Yo, we are born again, man. Right? That's literally and spiritually, man. You were born again and gotten by the word of truth, man. Pursuant to the book of James, the 1st chapter. And you were born for adversity, man. You were born to go through adversity, and you were born to help your brother go through his adversity, man. When things are adverse, it means things are against you, man. Right? Rather it's financially, again, emotionally, physically. You're literally born in this knowledge to help your brother with adversity. You're not born in this knowledge to be the deepest Israelite on earth, man. Right? I want to be the deepest Israelite, man. What can I learn today to be numero uno, head honcho? Right? What can I do to top Yaka Allah? Right? Let's see. I got one up. Right. What is he thinking? Right?
Brother pull 5 precepts, I got to pull 6.
Yeah, I got to pull 6.
Pull 7 for completion.
Right, 7 for completion. Yeah, that's off, man. Brother got 2 kids. What can I do to get 3? See what kids, man. Right? So that's wicked, man. You can't be sitting up there meditating on that madness. You're born to help your brother. Right? You're born for adversity. Your brother's suffering. You're born with hands to pull him out. Right? To strengthen him and lift him up. And then there's another definition I wanted, because you spoke of listening. Can you pull up the definition of active listening? Right? That's another, we brought that out before. We'll bring it out again. Active listening.
Active listening is about making a conscious effort to hear and understand someone else.
No, make it about you.
To hear and understand someone else.
You might be arguing with a woman, and she'll hear whatever she want to hear. Right? Yeah. Right, I was late today. What you mean you don't love me? You don't want to see me on time? That's why you standing out there? Right? Is that what it is? Is it because hey, look, that's not active listening, man. Right? You gotta really, make a conscious effort to hear somebody. Go on.
Active listening is being fully engaged while another person is talking to you. It is listening with the intent to understand the other person fully rather than listening to respond.
Right, there you go. Even body language says a lot, man. You listen to the brother talk to you what he going through. Right? Or you just, yeah, brother. Doing this, you're looking at your phone, you're tapping your foot a lot, man. You keep looking the other room, and you're taking the text, and you're, hey, brother, hit it out, man. Hey, man, you got body language too, man. That shows a lot about the conversation that you're currently in, man. Right? So you want to be able to be an active listener to help your brother out. Body language, your composure, your tone, all of that, man. Even your tone, brother, tell you what he did. Why you still dealing with that? Right? I love you, right? Brother, hold on. Take it down, man. Yeah, man, that's, so-and-so, man. Right? You want to have those type of skills and gifts that come from Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai to be able to help your brother. Come.
We work one real quick. In Sirach chapter 6 and 16.
That's his spirit.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 6, verse 16. A faithful friend is the medicine of life.
It said a faithful friend is the medicine of life. Right? When you got a faithful friend, a faithful brother, especially in this truth, mainly in this truth, it'll take you a long way. Having a faithful friend or a faithful brother in the truth can be the deciding factor you falling away because you don't have nobody to confide in, right? Or you not being comfortable speaking to somebody because everybody standoffish around you. Nobody come and talk to you. Then you try to talk to somebody, they sigh real loud. Right now you don't even want to say nothing no more. Right? But it said a faithful friend is a medicine of life. That's why the Most High God gave us a brother. In this thing, brothers have been in this thing probably long before. before you got with the camp, right? You know what it felt like when you was alone, man. And then you know what it felt like to have brothers around you too, right? And it's a big difference. It's a huge difference, man. You feel stronger, right? You feel you own everything, man. You know that your brother's gonna hold you accountable too. So you know you gotta be on your ones and twos as well. And when you're not, you got faith that your brothers around you is gonna help you up, so that you can be on your ones and twos. Right? Go ahead.
A faithful friend is the medicine of life, and they that fear the Lord shall find him.
Right? They that fear the Lord shall find him. Right? These laws, statutes, and commandments, dealing in wisdom, having faith on Yahweh Shai. Guess what? Hey, the Lord will give you those people. The Lord will give you that congregation. The Lord will give you that brotherhood. The Lord will give you that love. You understand? And a lot of times you feel the love of the Most High through what? Through your brothers, through the Akim. Right? Y'all gathering together, man. Y'all talking, y'all speaking, or you're going through something and you can feel the love of the Lord that He might have placed on that brother. You understand? And you feeling it through your conversation. You understand? He's being there for you. You understand? Empathetic, you know, towards what you're going through. Sympathetic with what you're going through. Right? And then the Lord is using that brother to give you the right precepts. You understand? To give you the right knowledge, to give you the right sayings. You understand on how, whatever situation that it is that you're going through.
All right.
Okay.
That's right. That's right. Let's go to Colossians chapter 4, and let's read verse number 12. Let's start at 11.
The book of Colossians, chapter 4, and verse 11. And Jesus, which is called justice, who are of the circumcision, these only are my fellow workers unto the kingdom of God, which have been a comfort unto me.
Which have what?
Which have been a comfort unto me.
You want to be a comfort to your brothers. You want to be a rock in his shoe, man. A thorn in his side. You want to be a comfort to your brother. Go on.
And Proverbs, who is one of you, a servant of Christ, saluteth you, always laboring fervently for you in prayers.
Always laboring fervently for you in prayers. And he wasn't presently with them, but he still cared for them, man. He saluted them. He wasn't even around them, man. That shows that he's thinking about. Hey, can you put them? Look, hey, I'm thinking about them. Let them know that I'm thinking about them. That I saluted them, man. It's like you got a brother on the phone. Tell the brothers I said shalom. Right. And a brother might need to hear that, man. Because you might be talking to one brother, then you hear 8 brothers in the background. Shalom, shalom, king. Brothers do that on feast days, man. Brother call the brother on the feast day. It's 15 brothers in the background, and the brothers all saluting you, man. And that feels good, knowing that brothers are there for you, brothers care for you, they're thinking about you. So they might have heard Epaphras, him saluted them. That might have meant a lot to him, man. It's not just Paul, it's this brother too, and these brothers, man. Right? They care for us. Go on.
Always laboring fervently for you in prayers.
Those just breakdowns.
Always laboring fervently for you in prayers.
You're on fire praying for brothers, man. All you do is pray for brothers non-stop, right? You got these Christians, they try to get on fire. They call them prayer warriors. Yeah. Right? And they do, all them old ladies that come in at Wednesday at 9 a.m., right? And they got prayer warriors, man. Right. I've never seen how it happens. Brothers ever see how it happens? All praises to that. We never had to see that. But I'm sure they're in there making a mess. Making a mess of things spiritually.
They got prayer chains.
Oh, they got prayer chains?
Yeah, where they send a text to a random person. It's a long prayer.
Wow, you do that?
They tell you to pass them.
And they got they got the rosary beads, them Catholics. Yeah. They be pushing them beads in their hands and all of that, man. And you gotta labor fervently for your brother in prayers. Huh? You know, it's okay to pray for yourself. You know, you don't want to neglect yourself, but you want to pray for the church. Onias prayed for the whole body of the Jews. You read that in 2 Maccabees 15. That whole First Kings, the 8th chapter, that prayer that Solomon had is a beautiful prayer. Right? If the people, if they should bethink themselves. We use that precept all the time. And that was a prayer for a king who had everything, man. Right. Who didn't need everything. And he even prayed and prophesied in the spirit about us being in captivity, in exile. And coming back to the temple, and if we got defeated in battle, and if we were cast, let's get a few precepts in that, because he spoke a lot, right, about what would happen if your brother went through something. Can you still be there for him, right, and deliver them? You can start. You're not gonna read the whole thing. Start at 47.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 8, and verse 47. For if they shall bethink themselves in the land whither they were carried captives, and repent, and make supplication unto thee in the land of them that carried them captives, saying, we have sinned and have done perversely. We have committed wickedness, and so return unto thee with all their heart and with all their soul in the land of their enemies, which led them away, and pray unto thee toward their land, which thou gavest unto their fathers, the sea which thou hast chosen, and the house which I have built for thy name.
Jump to 33.
Verse 33. When thy people Israel be smitten down before the enemy, because they have sinned against thee, and shall turn again to thee, and confess thy name, and pray, and make supplication unto thee in this house, then hear thou in heaven, and forgive the sin of thy people Israel, and bring them again into the land which thou gavest unto their fathers.
He said he prayed that if you get smitten before your enemies, man. That's a beautiful prayer. You know, just in case, right? I know we all fall short. Brother Yaka Ali, you know, he might be dealing with something. Can you pray? You know what I mean? It's like you heal that brother, help him overcome that in the event that he falls short. Right? We get smitten before our enemies, man. Right? At your job, you know, by these demons. Right? Go on.
When heaven is shut up and there is no rain. When heaven is shut up and there is no rain.
His mind, he's thinking about everything that his brother could go through, man. Right? Everything. When heaven is shut up and there's no rain, you might think that this brother may not have enough food for his family. Right? What if this brother got his check cut short, man? Right? What if this brother, he can't pay his bills and stuff, man? Or can you make a way for this brother? It's not just praying that his brother, gets a lot of wisdom. Right? There are a lot of things that brothers go through that you have to weigh in the balance to consider. And that's what Solomon is doing. Right? When heaven is shut up and there is no rain.
Because they have sinned against thee, if they pray toward this place and confess thy name and turn from their sin, when thou afflictest them, then hear thou in heaven and forgive the sin of thy servants and of thy people Israel, that thou teach them the good way wherein they should walk, and give rain upon thy land, which thou givest to thy people for an inheritance.
If he sins, can you teach him how to do better? And bless him, right? And give him the rain that you didn't give him and forgive him. Go on.
If there be in the land famine, if there be pestilence, blasting, mildew, locust, or if there be caterpillar.
Or if there be what?
Or if there be caterpillar.
Caterpillar. Right? That's the level Solomon was on. Everything. A caterpillar, right? Biting a chunk off the leaf. You can't have that for your brother, right? Anything. He said, if there be what?
If there be caterpillar, if their enemy besiege them in the land of their cities, whatsoever plague, whatsoever sickness there be,
whatsoever sickness there be,
what prayer and supplication soever be made by any man, or by all thy people Israel, which shall know every man the plague of his own heart, and spread forth his hands toward his house, then hear thou in heaven thy dwelling place,
right?
And forgive,
and what?
And forgive, and do and give to every man according to his ways, whose heart thou knowest. For thou, even thou only, knowest the hearts of all the children of men.
That's a beautiful prayer right there. When you go back and really look at it and weigh how Solomon considered from the enemy besieging the land to the caterpillar to the famine to blasting to the mildew to if you fall away, you get smitten for your enemies, you're carried away captive. And then he always prayed that they'll be reconciled back to the Most High. Right? These are the things that, and we're kings, man. And kings don't just tell people what to do. Right? The Lord said, he that is greatest among you, let him what? Let him be your servant. Right? And that's the mentality that Solomon had. Yeah, precept.
In 1 Thessalonians chapter 1, right, verse 2, right? Paul was praying for all these different churches. He wasn't just praying for one specific person, right, or one specific church. Then he didn't care about the other churches. Now he prayed for all the churches. He prayed for the nation. He prayed for the whole nation. Period. Right? Daniel prayed for the nation. Nehemiah prayed for the nation. Right? You have many forefathers and foremothers that did righteous and mighty acts for the nation. Put their life on the line for the nation. Right? But let's bring this up.
The book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 2. We give thanks to Yahweh always for you all, making mention of you in our prayers.
Right? It said making mention of you in our prayers. He said always, though. He didn't say sometimes, right? Only when a brother bring it to your attention, you like, damn, yeah, I got to pray for the nation. Right? He said, well, always, though, man. Always making prayers, you understand, for the people, for the nation. You understand? How many times do brothers pray, and brothers don't answer this, but you answer within yourself. You pray for your people every single day. You skip some days, you skip some weeks, right? Brother, bring it to your attention, or you see a lesson on it, then you go and do it again, right? He said always, we gotta be in that same spirit of always praying for the brothers, you understand, for the nation, period. Right, go ahead. Verse 2 again, one more time. So like,
Verse 2. We give thanks to Yahweh always for you all, making mention of you in our prayers. Remember without ceasing your work of faith and labor of love.
labor of what?
And labor of
Go
love.
ahead.
And patience of hope in our Lord Hamashiach Yahushua.
Right, and that's what we do it for, man. Right, for the love of the people, for the love of our King, for the love of the Most High God, right, for the love of our nation. You understand?
That's right. Let's go back to Colossians. Right? Let's go back to Colossians where we left off. Colossians chapter 4, I believe we left off at. Okay, come on.
The book of Colossians chapter 4 and verse 12. Epaphras, who is one of you, a servant of Christ, saluteth you, always laboring fervent for you in prayers.
Right?
That ye may stand perfect and complete in all the will of the Most High. For I bear him record that he hath a great zeal for you.
You know, a great zeal to get on Esau.
He hath a great zeal for you.
Right?
And them that are in Laodicea, and them in Hierapolis.
Right. So he had a great zeal for the church, man. I gotta get the church right, man. Right? What can I do to help those brothers, man? Why can't I be there? The men that Paul labored with was on fire. Right? Epaphroditus was he had what they call terminally ill, man. They said he was nigh to death. And he didn't regard his life, man, for the lack of the service for the church, man. So these men that Paul labored with, man, these men, they were willing to go above and beyond, right? Exceed what they call expectations, man, for the benefit of the church. That's why we encourage brothers to even travel, man. You know, brothers, I don't want to travel. I don't want to leave Granny's house. She's making cookies tonight, all right? Those brothers can wait. Aren't you going down there? You're enough, right? I'll hold it down. No, brother, travel, man. Get up, man. See brothers, man. Right. You never know what, seeing a brother face to face. That's in the book of 3 John. He said, I can't write with you in ink, man. I got to see you face to face, man. Let me get that real quick in 3 John. Right? So you want to have that mentality to be able to, even want to travel and get up and see a brother, man. Right? A phone conversation, a lot of stuff can get misconstrued through text, man. Yeah. And a phone conversation is definitely not enough at times. Right? Let's go to 3 John 13.
The book of 3 John, chapter 1 and verse 13. I have many things write, but I will not with ink and pen write unto thee.
Right?
But I trust I shall shortly see thee, and we shall speak face to face.
And we shall what?
And we shall speak face to face.
Right?
Peace be to thee. Our friends salute. Greet the friends by name.
You see that? So again, it's not text and again phone. I mean, it's fine. All praise to the Most High. Right? We're not going to take away from that, man. But how much more seeing that brother, pulling up on brother, right? Brother, get out the car. He see you there, man. Been plenty of times I may have been dealing with something the brother may have pulled up, man. Or you brothers, maybe you can speak of those things, man. Brother pulled up on you, man. We'll pull up on a brother. Yeah. We will pull up on a brother, man. Straight up. We will drive and pull up on a brother, man. Right? And we will beat on that door, man. Right? And get on you, man, and see how you doing.
We done it. We had to search a brother out before, man. We had to go look for a brother. Yeah. And we knew where he was because we heard his dog.
Wow. Damn, see that? A brother had to put a tracker on a brother's phone. So we had to share his location. That's what it was. We had a brother in Baltimore. We had to, you got to share your location. Right. You got to give me your location. I got to know where you're going to be at. Right. And we had to do that for the brother, man. Right. Where you at? See, you moving west. Go back east. Yeah, you right. Brother start going back home, man. So you got to do that for a brother, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Something? No. Okay. So let's go back to we're going to get a few more. What we have in time? Okay, all right, let's go to 1 Corinthians. Thessalonians 5 and 14. Right? First, and we have to learn how to love, right? Learn how to love. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 14.
It's the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 14. Now we exhort, brethren, warn them that are unruly. Comfort the feeble-minded.
Do what?
Comfort the feeble-minded.
Comfort the feeble-minded, man. Right? Learn how to comfort a brother's heart. Right? Go on.
Support the weak.
Support the weak.
Be patient toward all men.
Right, so these are things that we have to learn how to do. Exhorting one another, encouraging the brother. Huh? That could light a fire under a brother. You rather you gotta, take a more assertive approach or just a, calm, cool, and collective approach. Your brother might need to hear that, huh? Every brother needs exhortation. And again, I never met a brother that said, I don't need exhortation. Right? I done made it this far without exhortation, I'm good. Leave me alone. Right? No, that brother, he's gonna fall away. He's gonna wither away. And it also says, comfort the feeble-minded. Because every brother, when you're feeble, what does that mean? You're weak. Every brother has weak moments, man. Every brother has in their mind, worries, the fear of the unknown, things that are out of their control. All of these issues that every brother deals with, man. And it's our job to support the weak and those brothers that are feeble-minded. Go to the book of Matthew 13 and 23. All right, and again, you might say, well, I don't know how to do that. I don't know as much as this brother. And again, every brother comes in his truth in a different level. No matter what level you brought in and what gifts you have, use it to benefit the body. Right? Matthew 13 and 23.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 13 and verse 23. But he that received seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit.
Which also what?
Which also beareth fruit.
Right?
And bringeth forth. Some 100-fold.
You got 100-fold level.
Some 60.
Some 60.
Some 30.
And some 30. These are the three levels that Yahushua said how sincere brothers come into this knowledge. You got a 100-fold brother. Right? Brother might be strong. You got a 60-fold brother. He's strong, but he may not be on that 100-fold level. And you got 30-fold brothers. You're going to have 30-fold brothers. Are they going to have a shirt that says, I'm 30-fold? Right? No, it's not going to say that, man. Right? But the fruit declareth that how the tree hath been dressed, paraphrasing. Right? So even if you came on a 30-fold level, you feel like you're on a 30-fold level or 60-fold level, what do you still have?
Fruit.
You still have fruit.
Right.
You ever see a tree eat its own fruit? Never saw a tree branch. The fruit is for us, man. And for your brothers. Right? That's who the fruit is for. So even if you have a 30-fold fruit, you produce one apple, that's enough, man. Bring your fruit to the table that you produce, man. You don't have to look at this tree, look at all this fruit. I might as well just let my fruit just wither away. I don't have enough fruit like this guy. No, brother. You produce the fruit that the Most High gave you, right? Through the living water and the knowledge of the Most High, the same that did, right? His one apple, you can't eat all that at one time any damn way. You want to eat 100 apples at one time? Right? You eat one at a time. So no matter what fruit that you bring, a brother's going to have to eat that fruit anyway. Rather you bring 30-fold or 100-fold. Right? Read on, King.
Verse 24. Another parable put he...
Actually, that's it. Go to 2 Samuel 17. Let's start at 25. So again, when you looking at your spirit, don't, like we always bring out, a lot of brothers, they fall away because they measure themselves to men too much. Right. And they look at what they have, and they always see the bad, because this brother may have more, right? Instead of looking at it from a mindset of saying, here's what the Most High gave me, I'm going to seize the opportunity to help my nation out with the Most High gave me, right? And just because you're in the 30-fold level doesn't mean you can't grow to a 60-fold, right? Brother, read that, that's only 30-fold. It's over with. No, you can grow in this knowledge, man. Right? Every brother can grow. Nobody's the exact same they was day one. Right? Every brother, Most High willing, has increased, and you will continually increase. Read that.
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 17 and 25. And Absalom made Amasa captain of the host instead of Joab, which Amasa was a man's son, whose name was Ezra, Israelites, that went in to Abigail, the daughter of Nahash, sister to Zeruiah, Joab's mother. So Israel and Absalom pitched in the land of Gilead. And it came to pass when David was come to Mahanaim, that Shobi, the son of Nahash.
Now, this is when Absalom was going off, right? He rebelled. And David had to up and flee. Brothers, remember this account? He had to leave his 10, I believe he had 10 concubines. He left them in the house. He took his family and they had to go. Right? He didn't want to make war in Jerusalem and shed blood in the city. So he had to flee and get out of there.
That Shobi, the son of Nahash, of Rabbah, of the children of Ammon, and Machir, the son of Amiel, of Lodebar, of Barzillai, the Gileadite, of Rogelim, brought beds and basins.
What did they do?
Brought beds and basins.
Now these aren't money, man. You don't read these men in 2 Samuel, the 23rd chapter.
Right.
Right? These be David's mighty men. This man was captain. He slew 800 at one time. These aren't the mighty men. But what did they have? They had what the Most High gave them. They had beds. That was enough, man. We're going to read the things that brothers may not think are as valuable or as important, but they were able to sustain David and his men.
Right.
Right? And these are men, mighty men need help. David is a mighty man. That brother needs help, man. That brother mighty right there. He needs help. He needs support, man. He gets weak, right? He gets tempted and vexed by Satan. I'll read 27 from the top.
Verse 27. And it came to pass when David was come to Mahanaim, that Shobi the son of Nash, of Rabbah of the children of Ammon, and Machir the son of Amiel, of Lodabar, and Barzillai, the Gileadite of Rogelim, brought beds and basins, and earthen vessels, and wheat, and barley, and flour, and parched corn, and beans, and lentils, and parched pulse, and honey, and butter, and sheep, and cheese of kine, for David and for the people that were with him, to eat. He said, the people is hungry, and weary, and thirsty in the
You
wilderness.
see that? They were thinking about David and his mighty men, man. Right? This is a heavy account right there. Because all of the good that David did, it came back to him. Right? All of the righteousness that he did for people, the Most High returned that to him. But also, when you look at it from the men that helped David out, their mind was on David and his men, man. Right? And to muster up beds and what did they have? Butter and sheep, and that's their possessions, man. They need that bed, man.
Right.
But David needed it more. They need to eat, man. But David needed more. Right? David is a mighty man. David slew his tens of thousands, man. As the famous song goes. But even mighty men, strong men, they need help too, man. And whatever gifts and talents, even if it's a bed, a basin, pulse, lentils, things that you may think are invaluable, these things can save lives, man. Right? And again, every brother, you have gifts, man. We have talents that the Most High gave us, man. Right? Even if you know how to talk to a brother. You're a counselor. You're a brother you have an open ear. Right? You're a brother that knows how this works or how that works. Whatever things you have, brothers need that, right?
Moses needed help, right? He needed straight up and down, he needed help. He was going weary what he was dealing with, trying to deal with the masses of the people, right? And what did the Lord do, right? Ultimately do his father-in-law, but go to Numbers chapter 11 and read 16 verse, and then we're going to drop down.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 11, and verse 16. And the Lord said unto Moses, gather unto me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom thou knowest to be the elders of the people, and officers over them, and bring them unto the tabernacle of the congregation, that they may stand there with thee.
Go ahead.
And I will come down and talk with thee there. And I will take of the spirit which is upon thee, and will put it upon them.
And will what?
And will put it upon them.
The Lord a lot in the scriptures will put spirits on man to be able to benefit the ministry, right? To be able to benefit whatever was going on, whatever the need it was. The Lord all throughout the scriptures has done what? Put that spirit on man to do whatever was needed, right? And that's what the Lord did, right, for Moses, right? And the elders, what did he do? He said, I'm going to take your spirit, I'm going to put that same spirit upon them, right? Drop down to verse 24, Baba Shah.
Verse 24. And Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord, and gathered the 70 men of the elders of the people, and set them round about the tabernacle. And the Lord came down in a cloud and spake unto him, and took of the spirit that was upon him, and gave it unto the 70 elders. And it came to pass that, when the spirit rested upon them, they prophesied, and did not cease.
It did not what?
And did not cease.
So the Lord can give you the spirit of whatever may be needed, right, for the nation, right? And when he does give that to you, you can't cease with it, right? When the Lord blesses you with a talent and a gift, you can't use it or half-ass use it, right? If he get that to you and you discover it, or another brother discovers it to you and lets you know what that talent may be, guess what? You got to run full throttle with them, right? Real quick, let's go to Exodus chapter 31 and verse 2.
The book of Exodus, chapter 31, and verse 2. See, I have called by name Belil, the son of Uri, the son of Ur, of the tribe of Judah. And I filled him with the Spirit of God, in wisdom and in understanding, and in knowledge, and in all manner of workmanship.
So guess what? That's another instance of the Lord putting the spirit, you understand, upon a man. To do what? To benefit the ministry, to benefit whatever was needed during that time. Right? Read on.
To devise cunning works, to work in gold and in silver and in brass.
Because guess what? Somebody had to do it. Think about it. Think if the Lord gave Moses all these instructions about the altar, how you wanted the altar, how you wanted the tabernacle, how just escape me. The cherubims and different things needed to be made, the Ark of the Covenant, right? Think if he got all that, but then nobody knew how to do it. Nobody knew how to work on it. Nobody understood how they were supposed to craft these different things.
A quick point too, and think about if Moses was the only one that did all of that, and what impact that would have on everybody else, and how useful would they feel, and what spirit that bring on the body. You know, to make that point.
Yeah, not calm. That's right. So it's a beautiful, also going into the whole prayer aspect as well. It's beautiful to pray for the Akim, for the Lord to be able to put these talents upon brothers, or that to pray that the Most High God reveal different things to brothers or what their talent may be. You understand? Because a lot of times it's resources. Right. One thing about Esau, man, they gonna what they call it, network.
Right.
They gonna network. They got connections. A lot of times it don't even be about what they know, right? What they say is about who you know, right? And brothers, right? I'm sure every brother in this room got some type of connection to something that a brother could benefit from, right? Whether it be a job, car. You know somebody that sell cheap cars. Brother been walking. Brother been taking a bus for 2 years. Right, but you know a brother that sell cheap cars, or you know a family member that's getting ready to sell their car, right? And they might sell it to you for the cheap, right? You might let the brother know, hey, I got something for you. You know, I can get, but through me, right? You understand it's gonna be cheaper. So whatever it is, right? But let's read that one more time, Baba Shah, in verse 3.
Exodus chapter 31 and 3. And I have filled him with the Spirit of God, in wisdom and in understanding.
Right, so wisdom, understanding, go ahead.
And in knowledge, and in all manner of workmanship, to devise cunning works, to work in gold and in silver and in brass, and in cutting of stones, to set them, and in carving of timber, to work in all manner of workmanship.
Go ahead.
And I behold, I have given with him Aholiab, the son of Ahimishiach, of the tribe of Dan. And in the hearts of all that are wise-hearted have I put wisdom, that they make all that I have commanded thee.
You see that? So not only did he give it to this one man, but guess what? He gave it to multiple. You understand? To be able to do what? To help benefit the ministry. You understand? Because they needed these different things. Right? Why? Because it was commanded from the Most High God.
God is right. Let's go to Romans, right? The 15th chapter. Right, let's go to Romans chapter 15 and verse number 14.
This is the book of Romans chapter 15 and 14. And I myself also am persuaded of you, my brethren, that ye also are full of goodness, filled with all knowledge, able also to admonish one another.
Right, able to check each other, right, rebuke one another, warn each other, go on.
Nevertheless, brethren, the more boldly unto you in some sort, as putting you in mind.
As what?
As putting you in mind.
What are we doing?
As putting you in mind.
Why?
Because of the grace that is given to me of Yahweh.
You got to put brothers in mind of these things, man. Because sometimes brothers, they'll be track-minded in this truth, man. Or they got a lot of things going on in their life, or they may not know the different dynamics of this ministry, man. They might think it's just about getting your boot linked. Gotta get out there, I get my boot linked, man. Buy some new shoes. Hey, it's not about that, man. Go out there and I gotta really wear this mighty garment, man. They gotta see me. I gotta get 20,000 views tonight, man. 20 or nothing, 20K or nothing, right? 20K trying, right? That's wicked, man. Right? 20K trying. You gotta put brothers in mind, man. That we're a body, man. Right, we're a body, man. And it's brothers, and even if you're not part of the congregation, you're still part of the congregation, right? You're still part of the body. This isn't a WFI thing. This is a nation. Right. Most of us, he's saving an entire nation, man. Right? So you have to, again, be put in mind, again, what do I bring to the table, right? And if you don't bring nothing to the table, you need to start figuring this thing out, huh? Right? You got to start figuring this thing out, examining yourself, because there's always something you can bring to the table. And what does the law say in Deuteronomy 16 concerning the 3 feasts of the Lord? Thou shalt not what? Thou shalt not appear empty before the Lord, huh? Right? So you can't appear empty before Yahweh, right? Empty-handed. You have to bring something to the table. That's the law. Okay.
Real quick, you gotta be innovative.
Right.
In this truth. Brothers should always and constantly be thinking of new ways to benefit the ministry. Right? Real quick, let's go to 2 Chronicles chapter 26.
Real quick, companies, they call that continuous improvement. Right? They call it continuous improvement.
Start at verse 10, and then we're gonna jump.
2 Chronicles chapter 26 and verse 10. Also, he built towers in the desert.
Right, going into King Uzziah. Right, go ahead.
And digged many wells, for he had much cattle, both in the low country and in the plains. Husbandmen also, and vine dressers in the mountains, and in Carmel. He loved husbandry.
For he what?
For he loved husbandry.
We love to work. We gotta love to work. We gotta love to continuously try to find new ways to benefit and others that magnify the name of the Lord. Right? Whatever you do, all praise to the Most High God. First and foremost, all praise to the Most High God, because that's a brick that's being put in. But don't just stop at that one thing. Right? You should always want to and constantly want to do what? Try to be innovative. Always trying to figure out new ways. I talk to brothers about back in Indiana about that all the time. Finding new ways to do whatever it is. You understand? Whatever office it is, right? We can do this. We can do this. Brainstorm, right? Brother, no, we done brainstormed on calls before about what can be done. Brothers got to bring something, right? Bring something new. Bring an idea, right, to help forward and push the ministry, right? Drop down to verse 14.
2 Chronicles 26 and 14. And Uzziah prepared for them throughout all the host shields and spears and helmets and habergeons and bows and slings to cast stones. And he made in Jerusalem engines invented by cunning men to be on the towers and upon the bulwarks, to shoot arrows and great stones withal. And his name spread far abroad, for he was marvelously helped till he was strong.
Right, so he didn't just stop. He could have just stopped at being the king. He could have been the king, right? Send the law, make sure stuff was ran how it was supposed to be ran. But what did he do? He added into those different things, right? He created different things, invented different things, wars and engines, so on and so forth. When you read the account. Right, so we should always want to strive to continue to be innovative as well, right? To uplift, magnify the name of the Lord in many different ways. Whether that be you go on a flyer mission, all right, boom, then you go on a flyer mission. Now you add something to that, whatever it is. You might go out and you might pass out, I don't know, something. But just add on and build off of whatever it is the Most High God has already given unto you. And if you haven't discovered what that thing is already, then your mind should be turning all the time.
Right.
Trying to figure that thing out, trying to see what it is that the Most High God. Pray for it. That's something to pray for. You understand? Continually and always. Right? Come on, brothers.
Yeah, brothers say that all the time. Like, what more can we do? Right? That's always the question on people. What more there's always more to be done. Right? There's always more to be done. If you feel like you've reached your pinnacle, it's over with. Right? There's only one place to go, and that's down. Right. And when you up there, what they say, the you are, what's the term? The harder you fall, man. When you up there, you're gonna fall down fast. You think you up there, you're gonna fall down fast, and it's gonna hurt. Right? You ain't gonna be able to get back up. So we always looking for growth, man. We went to that camp not too long ago. Go to Ecclesiastes chapter 9. Let me back on this point, and verse number 11.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 49 and verse 11. How shall we magnify Zerubbabel? Even he was as a signet on the right hand.
Right, Zerubbabel was responsible for going back and doing what?
Laying the foundation.
Right, laying the foundation of the temple, right? He laid the foundation of the temple. He went back around, we always go over the dates, around 539 BC, right? Did it stop with him?
No.
Who went after him?
Ezra.
Ezra went after him, around 457 or so BC. And then Nehemiah went around like 444 BC, 445 BC. So even throughout 539, that's almost 100 years, to the time Nehemiah went, they constantly builded the temple. They laid the foundation, they taught the law, they had reforms, they built the wall, and it was still in building, huh? They even said Herod, 46 years was his temple in building without throw it down in 3 days, man. They were still building on the temple, man. Right? Even when Yahweh Shah was there, man. So always have that work or that mindset that, okay, well, Zerubbabel did that. Well, it don't stop there, man, like the brother said. Just because Rupert laid the foundation, what does that mean, man? Right? Oh, those brothers, they got it figured out. They've been out there for 3 years. What I have to bring to the table? I'm new, right? Hey, a lot of companies still hire what they call what? Fresh eyes.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? They will not tolerate people who get stuck in that environment, huh? They start murmuring, they complaining, they start pulling things down. And they might put an application out there and they will make it internal, huh?
Right.
They don't want you, huh? They want to bring this guy from corporate company X or something like that, Zyloff, right? And he comes in and he has a suit and a tie, he's looking around. Hold on, y'all are doing this? Y'all in 2003, huh? Here, let me show you this, and we'll do this, and he'll bring all of the leaders together, he'll put a plan together, and they'll put that stuff in action, man. So you'll be new in this thing, but you might have fresh eyes, man. Right? And you might see something that has to be tweaked or modified or certain things of that nature, man. So these are also going to the gifts and the skills that you have. Just because you're new in this knowledge, you don't know a lot, just even having a mentality to have fresh eyes is good enough within itself. You know, because as you grow, you'll be able to put the pieces together. Read on it, Sirach 49.
Sirach 49 and 12. So was Joshua, the son of Josedek, who in their time builded the house and set up an holy temple to the Lord, which was prepared for lasting glory.
Right?
And among the elect was Nehemiah.
And what?
And among the elect was Nehemiah.
He's still an elect, even though he came later. Right? You got brothers who have been in this thing 30 years, 40 years. Y'all ain't doing nothing. We did it already. Right? We've been there. Don't go to camp. We've been at camp already. Right? Well, hold on. The waters are still abounding. Right? Ezekiel said the waters were to the ankles, and then I believe to the loins and the thighs, and it was waters that could be that you could swim in. Right? Waters that could not be passed over. So this water is constantly growing. Right? Until we in the chariot, we got work we got to do. Right? Until Jacob's trouble kick off our hell break loose, we got work we got to do. Right? Go on.
Whose renown is great.
Whose what?
Whose renown is great.
Right?
Who raised up for us the walls that were fallen.
He raised that up for us, man. Right? He raised that up for us. Go on. Nehemiah was already living good. Huh? He was the cupbearer. Mm-hmm. Right? So he was in a high position in Persia. He lived in the capital, man. He had food, he had clothes, he had rain. He wasn't getting beat like a slave. He was all right, man. But it wasn't enough for him that he was all right. He made himself put himself in an uncomfortable situation, put his life on the line. When you read Nehemiah, he was going through it, man. Death threats, trying to persecute him, the heathen. He left his comfortable estate to go out there at the nation. Read on.
And set up the gates and the bars, and raised up our ruins again.
He raised up his ruins.
And raised up our ruins again.
I'm going to get a quick precept in Nehemiah, right? And raised up our ruins again. Let's go to Nehemiah, and I want chapter, bear with me, Nehemiah 6 and 1. There's another precept. How you read it?
This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 6 and verse 1. Now it came to pass, when Sanballat and Tobiah and Geshem the Arabian and the rest of our enemies heard that I had builded the wall, and that there was a breach left therein, though at that time I had not set up the doors upon the gates, that Sanballat and Geshem sent unto me, saying, Come, let us meet together in some one of the villages in the plain of Ono. But they thought to do me mischief.
Kill him. Read on.
And I sent messengers unto them, saying, I am doing a great work.
What are we doing?
I am doing a great work.
Can't don't matter.
I am doing a great work, so that I cannot come down. Why should the work cease? Why should I leave it and come down to you?
You gotta understand how important your role is, man. Understand how important your role is, man, and what you bring to the table, and understand that nothing should stop you, man. Right? If you were to withdraw yourself from that role, you could destroy the whole congregation could be overthrown. You got to think about that, man. His family could be at risk, man. Spirits could hop on the body. If Nehemiah stopped what he did and said, you know what, I'm going back, God knows what would have happened, man. Right? No walls would have got built. Now go to Nehemiah chapter 4. Right? Understand how important your role is too, man. Right? You got some people, they got to buy into it. Right, they got to buy it coming off the bench. Look, we're gonna need you. I know you was the starting power forward. but we're gonna need you to come off the bench. I ain't coming off the bench, man. Trade me, right? Trade me. Hey, some of these guys, they say, you know what, man? They hear the plan and the vision of the team. Say, well, you know what? I'll come off the bench. Even prominent stars, man, they get told they gotta come off the bench, man. And they buy in. And they win that 6th Man of the Year award, man. They'll come off the bench, and they're better coming off the bench than they were actually starting. Because they come in, they bring a fire to the team. They keep the rotation right. For brothers that know, basketball or what have you, man. But you want to have that spirit to know how important your role is. Even if you're not on the starting 5, you may come off the bench, man. Right? Everything helps a basketball team operate. The trainers, coaching staff, the equipment manager, man. To get the jerseys, man, so they can feel good when they play good and perform well.
Hey, they all get a ring too.
Yeah, they all
if they win. The trainers, time people, they all get a ring.
Yeah, even from like the brother said, from the owner to the GM to the practice squad.
Yeah.
They got practice squads, man. They get in this thing, right? I remember playing football. You had to scout.
Yeah.
You put that red jersey on, right? We need you on the scout team today. Brothers don't want to be on the scout team. You be a punching bag, right? If you line up right here, just start running back. You're gonna do some Oklahomas. And you just a damn crash. Yeah. Brothers remember from Oklahomas, you land up, you the whistle, you get up, you get knocked down, huh? Right? But hey, the scout team is important. Yeah. If they had a scout team, then you wouldn't have the players be able to know what they can and can't do, what the strengths and the weaknesses are. Yeah, so.
No, real quick, they just say a lot of those teams, like football teams, basketball teams, they give credit to the scout team, because if your scout team is bad, you're not getting a good look for what you might see.
Exactly. Right.
But even their job is important. Right. They gotta go hard every single time, because their mindset is I gotta give him a good look so that he can see what to expect out there, and that's gonna make him better. And then likewise with brothers, brothers, we all gonna be, good for one another.
Right. I was gonna make another point too. Even when you watch these movies, man, right? When you look at the credits, that's everybody that did what they had to do. Right. Yeah. And it's people, and they go fast too, but it don't matter. They played their role, man. Right? You got the person that do the makeup to the person that do the. There's so many roles in them credits.
Damn broomstick.
Right. Yeah, and you stuntmen and all of that. When you look at all of the roles that it takes to make a movie, nobody sits there and watch all of the credits, right? And you look at every single role, but sometimes you look at, damn, I didn't even think about that person doing that role and how it made the movie what it was. All you see is the guy going on stage getting the Oscar, right? And thanking his family or Satan or whatever they think, right? But you see those guys behind the scenes that do the CGI, that go to school for that stuff, and they stand late, and the soundboard, and you got people, I seen this thing on Instagram, got guys that make sounds for video games. They show you they got the broom in their hand, and the damn bell, and the feet, and they tap their feet, right? And they get this stuff rolling, man. A quick precept real quick. Go to, we dropped that in your mind. Go to 1 Corinthians 12, get straight to the point. 12 and 22. We'll get a few more.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 22. Nay, much more. Those members of the body which seem to be more feeble.
Which seem to what?
Which seems to be more feeble.
Like things that you may think doesn't matter, man. You may think printing out flyers doesn't matter. Or holding posts doesn't matter. So now you take it for granted, man. And you get distracted while you're holding posts, man. Next thing you know, 4 Jakes and the Edomite crash and blitz the line and you wasn't paying attention. And they destroy everybody in the camp, man. Because you didn't think that your role was important, man. You're going to find out. Right? And you find out when those people aren't there. Even the kicker, man. Like we talking about sports. When the third string quarterback got to be the kicker because the other 2 kickers got injured, you're going to feel it, man. Damn, I wish we had that kicker, man. I wish, whatever. Right? So you going to feel the fact when a brother's not fulfilling his role. Go on.
Nay, much more. Those members of the body which seem to be more feeble.
Which seem to be more feeble.
Are necessary.
Are what?
Are necessary.
It don't matter.
Are necessary.
It's necessary, man. You know how much stuff happens at camp that's necessary, man? The incense, right? The readers, the teachers, fishers, brothers that keep time, schedules, closing camp, prayers, opening camp, equipment, recording, speakers, all that stuff, man. All of that's needed for the body, man. Calling brothers over, printing out the stuff for camp. It's not just the brother who studied 40 precepts and he's just out there doing this by himself, man. Right, read on.
And those members of the body, which we think to be less honorable,
They think they're less honorable.
upon these we bestow more abundant honor, and our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness.
Read.
For our comely parts have no need.
For our comely parts have no need, man. A comely part is like your head, your arms, your legs. Those are your essential parts, man. Right? That you don't really need to bestow a lot of honor on your hands and your head, man. Right? They function. You got all 10 of your fingers, man, and you're making stuff happen. But the things in your body that you don't think of, you gotta really focus on that, man. Like you always go into your pores. You don't cleanse your pores out, you're gonna be jammed up, man. Getting an infection or whatever the case may be, man. Your tear ducts, your cuticles, man. There are things that you gotta take care of, man. Brothers ever had a hangnail? It's this small, you can barely find it, but it give you this much pain. Because you don't take care of yourself, man. So you gotta look at and take care of your hands, take care of all of that, man.
You never know how much you need a pinky until you don't got it no more, man. Especially a pinky toe. People don't know how important a real, like brothers, people know how important your pinky toe is.
Yeah.
Right? And if you don't have it, you know, that'll throw off a lot of stuff. Now you running, when you run, you veering off to the side all the time. All because of the pinky toe going though. So yeah, even something as small as that, that's a real thing.
And then you got people that'll convince you that things that are necessary aren't necessary. Like the so-called white man. We don't need that right there.
Right.
You need that appendix.
Right.
Most I
Right.
mean, that's obsolete. That's from 10,000 years ago. You don't need that. Right? What do you mean we don't need? The Most I gave it to us, man. You just want to take that off of your hands real quick. And put a damn Ziploc bag and
Go sell
God,
it.
yes, or eat it. God knows what really a lot of these things do for you, man. We all know these things, man. Right? I'm just gonna take this sample right here. We're gonna run some blood work, and they know what happens in the body, man. Right? So don't let nobody tell you that. Especially don't let no so-called white man say that you don't need something in your body. They'll chop it off and take it. Right? Spiritually speaking, don't let anybody make you think that your role is not significant. Right? And that it doesn't matter, and that it should be cut off from the body. Right? Because eventually it'll catch up to you and feel it, and you'll feel it, man. People that get arthritis, they didn't take care of their bones, man. And they waited until they got older and their body got all broken down and they was doing things. You gotta take care of your body, man. You gotta take care of all of the members of the body. Right? Read on.
Verse 24, for our comely parts have no need.
Have no need. Read.
But Yahweh have tempered the body together.
No, this is man.
But Yahweh have tempered the body
See,
together.
the Most High made the body. Right? He put the body into every situation, man. And don't look at it as if, well, I'm just the big toe in the body. I just bring the books to camp. Well, we need the books, brother. We need those books. We need Babylon and Timbuktu. We need all them books, man. We need that, man. You dealing with these Muslims out here and they trying to shake their hand. Give me Babylon and Timbuktu. Give me page 84, right? We need that. We need a powerful, eloquent reader out there, man, to be able to articulate and over talk the scoffer and what have you, man. Read.
Having given more abundant honor to the part which lacked.
Right.
That there be no schism in the body, but that the members should have the same care one for another.
And the body's connected. All your nerves are connected, right? Your organs are connected. Your skeletal system is connected. Your muscular, all of your body's connected, man. On all these different levels, man. On all these different levels. So that's how important it is for the body to maintain, right? And the body recognize a disease and kill it, man. Right? Your body is trained automatically to perceive what they call it, a virus, something like that, a virus, and they'll attack you, man. White blood, they'll gang up on it, man. You seen Osmosis Jones, right? They'll gang up on it and they'll eliminate it, man. Right? So you want to have that mentality to look at what's harming the body and be programmed to eliminate that from the body. You got something else? Come.
Let's go to the book of Ezra, chapter 5 and 1. Real quick, just showing how everybody, during that time of Ezra, in the time of Zerubbabel period, everybody was playing a role. Everybody was doing something.
This is the book of Ezra, chapter 5 and verse 1. Then the prophets, Haggai the prophet, and Zechariah, the son of Edo, prophesied unto the Jews that were in Judah and Jerusalem,
Uh-huh.
in the name of the God of Israel, even unto them. Then rose up Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Joshua, the son of Jozadak, and began to build the house of God.
Begin to what?
And began to build the house of God.
Right, they all was playing a role. You had the men of the Lord that was prophesying. You had the people that was building. You had the people that was all doing their role. Some people had to do multiple things at one time.
Right.
You read about that in let's go to Nehemiah real quick. If I'm not mistaken. Right, Nehemiah chapter 4 and start at 17.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 4 and 17. They which builded on the wall, and they that bear burdens, with those that laid it, every one with one of his hands wrought in the work.
Wrought in the what?
Wrought in the work.
And what else?
And with the other hand held a weapon.
Right, so guess what? They had to build and they had to watch each other's back too.
Mm-hmm.
They was building and they had to worry about fighting off the enemy. Right, so we got to do that even in this truth. On the spiritual level, we got to be able to focus on our people. You understand? Focus on the work of the Lord while we still going through different things as well. Right? Don't let the reason why you're not going as hard as you can just be because you're just going through it. Something at home not right. Right? Or something within yourself not right. But be able to be somebody that can do both at the same time. Because we're going to have to fight spirits. As soon as you wake up, you fight, you at war. Well, when you sleep, you at war.
Right.
Damn, dreams play you, all type of different stuff. Waking up, got to repent. All type of different things, but guess what? We still got to worry about the ministry in our nation as well at the same time. So guess what? Read that one more time.
Verse number 17. For they which builded on the wall, and they that bear burdens, with those that laid it, every one with one of his hands wrought in the work, and with the other hand held a weapon.
Hey, brothers, they can. You might have to do a couple things at one time. You know, brothers might be at work on a Friday or something. It's only 3 of y'all. Guess what? Reading, guess what? You gotta make sure you're watching your brother back as well at the same time. Right? All these different things are important. Like the brother said, we need those books. We need the signs.
Yeah.
You ever taught those signs? Because the brother was late. Like, damn, you realize how much you use the signs. The signs ain't there, man. Or they come in late. Like, damn, somebody come up and trying to go through the 12 tribes chart. It ain't there. Right? Or, our people, they need a visual sometimes. Got the signs, you see the yoke of iron and different stuff like that. But all these different things are important at the end of the day, right? Just like we read in the book of Ezra, right? Chapter 5, guess what? You had the prophets, guess what? They was prophesying, man. You had the people, guess what? They was building. Everybody played a role, they played a part. Hey, sometimes you might have to do more than one thing at one time, but hey, we all gonna do it gracefully. We all gonna do it for the betterment of the ministry.
That,